rolling and
Happy
30
New Year.
seconds to studio. 20 seconds to studio, guys. 10 seconds, guys. 5, 4.
Whether you're watching us from your living room, your bedroom, or on the screen of your smart device,
Sit back, relax, and make sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. Today, we are chasing the wind to the city of love, Paris.
hello and welcome aboard Airconnect 195, the show that connects you to 195 countries around the globe. I'm your host, Dina.
And I'm your co-host, Catherine.
Are you excited for today's episode?
I am. I've never been to Paris, have you?
Never. I've never even thought about it, actually.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get all we need to know in today's show. Whether you're looking to just get away or here relaxing today, today is your chance to fly with us from the English capital, London, to the fashion capital of Paris.
On today's episode, our own Encyclopedia Victoria telling you everything Paris and more.
Airconnect's guide to your 10-kilogram hand luggage.
Our fashion advisor Kirk is here to explain how to blend in with the Parisian crowd.
And our team discusses the morality of travelling and the environment with Extinction Rebellion.
All of that is soon to come, but first, your in-flight entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your pints. Performing False Freedom is the Pulse Pete Jackson Group.
Freedom, drift through the sand. Go and reach out, then we off your hand. Nothing said, and it's all bad. My wishes are in my head. Try is what you said to me. Understand the foresight that you lead. I saw nights when we all would rust. Man, give it all up to the ones who will trust. Find a tailored ghost will never care. Believe me. Come on, believe me. Oh, believe me, yeah. Now come on, believe me. Will your night become my light? Take me back beneath the trailer. In the I'm upon and feel the stars, and then turn the cold to try and save her. But you can't save her. Just can't stay. All our deals will propagate. All our
Now, before we begin, we'd also love to hear from our audience at home. So use the hashtag #AirConnectMeToTheWorld to tell us what your dream destination is for a chance to join our production team researching the destination of your longing.
So let's make sure that you have all the knowledge you need to enjoy the City of Light Paris with you in your bag. With us in the studio today is Victoria. Victoria, welcome along.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us.
So tell us, what is the best experience you've had in Paris? What'd you do?
Well, I've been to Paris a couple of times, and every time is different. One time I was there in the winter, and another time I was there in autumn, and both incredible. They felt like different cities. I think it's like London in the sense that there's so many different lifestyles that people live there that I just tell people just dive into either. They're all incredible. I think the historical places, Louvre, Notre Dame, Champs-Élysées, all the museums must see, but definitely take your time to explore the nightlife, which is incredible.
Okay. What about it's incredible?
Well, I think it's very romantic. There's great cafes, restaurants. There's a lot of places where you can take your pets. It's a very typical thing that you see in Paris, people dining with their pets. Even when it's really cold outside, they have the heaters on, and there's very typical French cafe, restaurants with the round tables.
So romantic.
Yeah, it's a very bohemian style. People like to go, sort of bar hopping, but in a very different style. They'll have wine and cheese, and, they smoke a lot of cigarettes and discuss some subjects like politics. It's quite a great thing to see.
I notice you're very good at the French accent, but do you think it's more beneficial to know a bit of French before you go to Paris?
I mean, it always helps to learn the basics, but I know that Paris has a bit of a bad reputation for French people getting a bit offended when people speak English. They always say, "Oh, do you know this is France? You can't speak of English. This is we speak French." But,
That's a great accent. That's
thanks.
so good.
But yeah, I mean, that's not always the case. I've had some, pretty hostile experiences, but I've had pretty bad experiences in other countries as well. So I hope people just don't pick one thing to then just remember the city by.
Definitely. And what would you recommend that people avoid?
I think avoid sticking to the cliches. I know that when sometimes people just go there for a weekend, so then the day trips turn to be a bit exhausting. So then they leave out the nightlife, and I think that just having some wine and cheese by the river is something that you really can't miss, and just explore. Go into the more local neighborhoods, more east side of Paris. Art galleries and really talk to the locals and immerse in the culture rather than just doing some shopping. Please don't do shopping.
Why not?
Because I think it's such a, if you're there for a short time, I mean, there's so much more to do. Just talk to people, try the food. I think that sometimes you'll find people that will literally go to H&M and buy things that we have here and just wait
true.
half an afternoon where you could be having a very interesting conversation with an old lady with cats.
You can do both though. You can go shopping and then talk to the old lady with cats, right?
I hope you can, but if you have to choose, please choose the old lady with the cats.
Really experience the culture.
Not H&M.
And I just wanted to ask, is Paris enjoyable if you're going, with family and friends, or is it more of a romantic destination?
I mean, it's like any capital. I think family trips are nicer in places that are maybe like tropical or going skiing, but for cities, I recommend friends and couples. I think you'll get the best of that. So
Great. Thank you so much for
You're
joining
very welcome.
us. I'm certainly can't wait to go to Paris now, so thanks for that.
Speaking of packing, our colleague at the check-in counter has prepared a short clip for us, so let's have a look at that.
Hello and welcome to AirConnect. A bird has told me you're flying to Paris today with only hand luggage. Bravo! You have made the right decision. There's nothing better than being economically smart and flying light. Most airlines have similar guidelines on what is considered to be an accepted form of hand luggage. Cabin baggage should have a maximum length of 22 inches, width of 18 inches, and a depth of 10 inches. That includes all handles, side pockets, wheels, stickers, horns, arms, legs, whatever you stuck to your bag in an effort to make it look uniquely you. Now, let me show you how to put this into this. Step 1. Ask yourself a very important question. Do you really need it? Bikini? It's -6 in Paris. Do you really need it? 5 pair of shoes? You're staying away for only 2 nights. Do you really need it? Step 2. Roll it, roll it, roll it even more. Step 3. Make sure your liquid toiletries do not exceed the safety limitation. You are allowed 100 milliliters for each product. Zip them all in a plastic bag and leave this on the very top of your cabin bag so you don't hold the queue behind you during the security checks. Step 4. Please do not be dodgy. So, no syringe, scissors, razors, axes, bombs, your cats, or your grandmother's rice cooker. Follow these 4 simple steps and your bag will not exceed the weight allowance. See you in Paris.
Well, now we know how to pack our bags, but what should we pack them with?
To help us find out, we've brought along fashion advisor Kirk, who is currently on our very own Airconnect fashion runway to show us how we can look the part. Kirk, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're looking great, by the way.
Thank you.
Is this something we might see on Paris Fashion Week?
I mean, not this outfit to be precise, but I think we'll see similar things. We've got a gradient colour scheming here. I think we'll probably see quite a lot of that, going whites into beiges, into off-whites. We'll see a lot of things like that. Browns, burgundies, all these kind of muted and earthy colours. We'll see them quite a lot.
Brilliant. Who have you got for us today?
So our first model here is Cosmo.
Ooh,
I'm going to start by having a look at this outfit. So we'll start with the jacket. It's the first piece we see. This is a lovely jacket. It's black, it's plain, it's simple. It's going to go with every season, and it's a great addition to your wardrobe any time of the year.
Gorgeous.
We move on, we've got the dress below that. We've got a lovely dress, lilac colouring, flowers popping. It kind of gives that spring summer feel that we're trying to hold on to so desperately as the days are getting shorter and shorter. We've got an undershirt over that. Undershirt's great for layering, gives a good feel to the outfit, makes it feel bigger, and also just keeps you warm in these cold days.
So important.
So then we'll go on to the feet. So we look at the socks, and socks we have one black, one white. And what we're kind of doing there is we're breaking the symmetry of the outfit and kind of making it stand out. It's something you'll definitely notice. We have the black that goes with the jacket and the shoes, and we have the white that goes with the dress. So still keeping the colours in line. We'll finish off with the Doc Martens. Doc Martens are always such a solid choice when it comes to clothing, and shoes in particular, because they last with you forever. They're not super expensive. They're just one of the most solid choices when it comes to footwear.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
And if I wanted to wear this, but wanted to wear the same coloured socks, would this outfit still work?
Yeah, of course. Fashion, you can always choose and take away parts that you might not like or don't feel comfortable with. So just do what makes you happy, and I'm sure it will come out great.
Looking good. Thank you, Cosmo.
So we're going to look at our second model here, and we're wearing one of my favourite pieces that we're going to have this year, and it's blazers. I think blazers are coming back in style in a big way, especially we talked about this colour scheme earlier. We've got the brown in this, we've got the beige, the off-white. We're having all those colours come together in such a casual that can become smart. You're just going with everything when it comes to this blazer.
And the beret.
With the beret, also such a Parisian, like French look. It's just a staple. Then we'll move on to the dress, the skirt and the top. These are 2 different floral patterns. It's kind of the last time we're going to see floral here, so we've got to keep it big. Then we finish with shoes. Boots, always just such a solid choice.
Very good. And this is quite quirky, so I'm wondering, how could you change this up?
If you wanted to change this up, you could just go with a plain skirt or top instead.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kirk, so much for that. I shall take that fashion advice to heart. Now, this is a travel show, and sometimes we really need to consider the cost of our joyrides, and we don't just mean the money.
Our crew went to Extinction Rebellion to hear from environmentalists on how our travel impacts the planet and what we can do to help it. Well, team, let's open the debate to the floor. Do you agree with any of these statements?
I mean, were they really statements? I was a bit confused by a couple of things that they said. The butterflies and the planting a tree before you travel. I have a lot of respect for their cause. I'm just not really a big fan of their approach.
Oh. Kirk, what do you think about that? Do you think the approach was good or?
Well, I mean, it's hard to know when you go and select just a handful of people from such a large size. There's so many people there with so many different backgrounds and educations. It's hard to go and cherry pick a few and talk about them. But I think there were some really good points there. I think you can tell everyone's heart is in the right place. And maybe you're not going to plant a tree every time you go away on holiday. But maybe if you can think about donating a bit of money to a charity that goes around planting trees, or you can just do something to reduce your carbon footprint. And I think that's kind of the message that we're trying to get across.
That's good practical advice.
I know that that's the message, but what concerns me is that it seems not to be very effective how they're getting the message across. I mean, their heart's in the right places, but we're fighting against somebody who's far more aggressive, and I don't think that we're going to make it if we keep having this unpractical suggestions. What would be a practical suggestion that we could, I don't know. I don't think that people are just going to stop what they're doing and start, sending their money off to charities or stop traveling. I think that we need to give them a proper suggestion so that they're actually motivated to change their lifestyles in the little things, and I don't think that this protest is particularly doing that. It's getting attention, but people don't know what to do with that attention.
Well, no, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, all I was going to make on that point is the fact that you're saying it's getting attention. Attention is kind of all it needs, because as individuals, there's very little we can do when it's 10 companies create 80% of carbon emissions throughout the globe. It's trying to get government reform and make sure they're taking care of companies and making sure that they have to follow by the laws that are protecting the environment, or they'll get heavily penalised, by hit them where it hurts, take their money.
But how are they taking their money? I don't understand.
Just because the government sets rules in which companies have to operate within, otherwise they can't operate in the country.
I just want to ask, do you guys ever feel guilty when you travel? Do you travel a lot, or?
Do you know where I feel really guilty? My use of plastic. So most people in London, I'm really busy and I buy my food last minute, and I see sometimes, working in an office, the amount of plastic I use in one day, and honestly, it breaks my heart.
But not when
it's
you're
a
traveling.
Full bag.
You don't really think about the impact of having on the planet.
Well, when I'm traveling, not so much. If anything, when I'm traveling, other countries may be more self-aware of, our consumption here in the UK.
For sure.
I mean, they live with so much less in consumption in general of everything. So yeah, it makes you aware of how much we're used to just burning through.
Do you feel guilty when you travel, Kirk?
I mean, I'm not a big flyer, so it's not like I'm spending a load of money to go fly places. But I mean, sometimes within London, I take public transport, I cycle, I walk around. I just think there are ways that you can cut down, sharing cars. You don't have to get one car to do a 20-minute shop. You can do it in bits, and you can make it more.
Okay, but let's take you as an example. Would you, if it was really cold or raining, or you had to walk a longer time, walk instead of taking an Uber when it was for your convenience? Have you actually made that choice?
Take a bus.
Okay.
Yeah, well, plenty.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good that we're more aware of what we should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's really interesting, but so I believe you both disagree. Who's all for this protest? You're for it, Kirk?
I'm pro the protest. I think it's a good
are
thing.
you pro protest?
It's not that I'm not pro the protest. It's just I believe their message. I just wish they had a more effective approach, because I really want them to succeed and to get the message through, and I don't think that's what's happening right now, to be honest.
And would you be open to travelling within the UK, as one of the protesters suggested?
So you think that people are just going to stop seeing the world because they want to save the planet? I don't see how that's going to happen.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Well, sadly, that is all the time we have. We hope that you've enjoyed your journey with us today.
Thanks so much for flying with Airconnect. Now, as we're approaching our final destination, here once again is the Pete Jackson Group performing Picture of a Girl.
Spend my nights crowded, sweaty pool hall. My lady gone, why can't you be my only friend for the night, for an hour or two? Oh, these lonely nights in sweaty, crowded pool hall. Whoa, whoa. And I said I'm going home. Think I need to spend me a little bit of time alone, yeah. Whoa, whoa. Now let me introduce you to a picture of a girl I once called my own. Oh. Well, that was so pretty, was like fire in a blackout room. Her lips felt so sweet next to mine, and her laugh when it sounded was like sugar on the harvest moon. Sure was happy loving. Cry. Whoa, whoa. I said I'm going home. I think I need to spend me a little bit of sweet time alone. Whoa, whoa. Now let me introduce you to a picture of a girl I once called on my own. I said, I'm going home. Think I need to spend me a little bit of time alone. Oh, let me introduce you to a picture of a girl I once called my own. Introduce you, yeah, to a picture of a girl I once called my own.